Until we meet again. Bye, Yatin.
Chapter 3, Where Hearts Begin to Speak. Mornings here feel softer somehow. Maybe it's the mist curling lazily over the hills, or the faint scent of roasted coffee beans drifting through the wooden walls. Or maybe it's simply because I'm far enough from my old life that the noise hasn't caught up to me yet. I find myself drawn to the little cafe each day. I tell myself it's for the coffee, but deep down, I know it's also for the calm, for the way the space feels alive with quiet sounds, the clink of ceramic cups, the low hum of an old radio, the occasional flutter of pages from a book someone left behind. Vihan is always there, behind the counter, sleeves rolled to his elbows, hair still slightly damp from his morning shower. He doesn't smile much, but there is no coolness in him either, just stillness. Black coffee? He asks without looking up. I nod, startled that he remembers. Yes, please. He pours the dark liquid into a ceramic mug and sets it gently on the counter. No extra words, no unnecessary pleasantries. Somehow, I find comfort in that. Taking my seat by the window, I wrap my hands around the warm mug. Outside, the rain slides down the glass in uneven trails, blurring the edges of the pine trees beyond. I open my journal, but the page stares back blankly. My pen hovers, hesitates. Are you a writer? The question makes me flinch. I glance up to him, watching me, not intently, just a casual glance while wiping the counter. I used to dream of it. I admit softly. Now I'm not sure what I am. He gives a small nod, like he understands something I didn't even say aloud. I lower my gaze and take a slow sip of coffee. For the first time in weeks, my chest doesn't feel so heavy. The rain doesn't let up all afternoon. It clings stubbornly to the hillsides, drumming softly against the cafe windows. Inside, the air smells of coffee, damp wood, and something faintly citrusy. Maybe the candle burning on the counter. I've been sitting here for hours now, journal open, pen idle. The words come in starts and stops, but mostly stops. I tell myself I'm here for the peace, yet my eyes keep wandering to the corner table where Vihan sits with a sketchbook, pencil moving in steady, thoughtful strokes. There's something unexpected about it. I wouldn't have imagined him as the type to draw, but here he is, head bent, sleeves rolled up, one hand tapping the page lightly, as if coaxing the image out. What are you drawing? The question escapes my lips before I can stop it. He glances up, startled for the briefest moment, then tilts the book just enough for me to see. Soft pencil lines form a scene of pine trees wrapped in mist, a lone bench at the edge of a hill, and clouds heavy with rain. Memories, he says simply. They're beautiful. A faint crease forms between his brows. Not really, just something I do when my hearts need to be busy. I smile, unsure why my chest feels lighter. I used to sketch too, years ago, but I was terrible at it. He looks at me then, not sharply, but with a quiet kind of interest. Why'd you stop? Life got loud, and I thought I wasn't good enough to continue. The words stay strange coming out, like truths I'd been holding underwater too long. He doesn't reply immediately. Instead, he shifts in his seat, his pencil still in his hand. Sometimes it's not about being good, it's about breathing. The cafe falls silent again, save for the steady patter of rain. I don't know how long we sit there like that, two strangers sharing a table, speaking more in glances and pauses than in words. At one point, he chuckles softly, remembering a story about a childhood sketch that ended up looking like a potato with eyes. I laugh too, an awkward, rusty sound I barely recognize as mine. For a moment, I forgot the heavy suitcases of my past waiting upstairs. For a moment, it feels like this quiet space, this rainy afternoon, this stranger with his sketches is all there is. The power goes out just after sunset. 1 second, the soft hum of refrigerator and faint music from the cafe radio. The next, silence. A deep velvety silence broken only by a roll of distant thunder. I hesitate in my room, peeking out into the dim hallway. A warm flicker catches my eye. Downstairs, Vihan is lighting candles on the counter, their glow painting his face in amber and gold. The shadows stretch long across the wooden floor, dancing with the candlelight. I step lightly down the stairs, clutching my journal close. Power cuts are common here? I ask softly, part of Hilltown life. He says, not looking up as he shields a matchstick from the breeze. The stars usually make up for it. He sets a small candle on the table nearest the window and gestures toward the porch. It's quiet out there. I follow him. Outside, the air smells of wet earth and pine. The sky is clear now, scattered with stars so bright they almost don't look real. A candle sits between us on the porch railing, its flame swaying gently with the wind. We sit in silence, sipping tea he made before the blackout. For once, I don't feel the need to fill the space with words. His presence is enough, solid, unintrusive, calm. I steal a glance at him. The candlelight softens his features, the sharp line of his jaw, the faint crease between his brows, the quiet focus in his eyes. He catches me looking but doesn't comment. Somehow, that simple act feels like permission to breathe again. There's a language beyond words. I read later in my journal, and tonight, I think I'm learning it. As we sit there under a sky full of stars, with only the sound of crickets and our breathing between us, I realize something. Healing doesn't arrive like a thunderclap. It comes softly, like this moment, like him.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel.